All right. So, so how this works is basically you fund the whole operation. Basically, that's basically what you've been doing this whole time. The whole thing is a corporation that has to act in good faith, hence the mandates that we put up, and basically holds them accountable for taking a fraudulent presumption to take all these actions in good faith without malice, basically. So that's the rules, or they get destroyed. That's pretty much what they've been doing all this time. So what I'm saying is that instead of looking around for credit, and credit, for example, is what people think money is. It's actually not money. And the code for that is 50 USC 4305B parentheses 2. Basically tells you about discharges and that there's no money. And whenever somebody hands it to you, you're supposed to say thanks for the credit, or you show them that code, and that's pretty much what that means. But if you say it's money, you're saying that you owe something. So you never say that. You never say. They can call it whatever they want to call it. Matter of fact, when they call it money, they're due back dollar for dollar plus interest for calling it money themselves, thinking that they're putting it on someone else. When in fact, it puts it on someone else to do it, to then to try to do it to anybody else, if that makes sense. All right, so technology, superpowers, wealth, no fear, faith, life, happiness, tomorrow, knowledge, everlasting life tomorrow. You won't be in a loop. You'll Matrix or whatever the fuck they call it. So you basically fund the 5G towers. You basically fund everything. When you work 80 hours, you pay yourself. When you work a 9 to 5, you get an all cap check, and that all cap check comes from your trust. So if you put up a 5G tower and the contract's $1,000,000, then it's you're getting radioactive burns and all this stuff, and you file like an insurance claim, and the insurance pays for your doctor bill, like a portion or whatever. They're paying you out of your trust. Your trust pays for everything. It pays for insurance. It pays for Medicaid. It pays for food stamps. It pays for police officers. It pays for everything. It pays for your house. It pays for. So if you're paying a mortgage, then you're being robbed, basically, and you can discharge it and take them to court and get your house for free. And so this whole thing just basically was riding off of lies. Most of the presidency or whatever it is that's conducive to this, it should be for everybody. First of all, that's what a real, true, what they call a democracy or whatever it really is about. And then, furthermore, once this is given to the people, the economy will explode. We can replace like burger flippings, like they do assembly lines anywhere, like a car. If they can assemble a car from start to finish with basic little machines with an arm on it, then they can make the perfect burger over and over. You know what I mean? So then you get adrenochrome flowing for whoever wants to drink that. And then you got goddamn, I'm just saying, anything and everything would be just like holy cannoli for everybody. And that's the whole point of all this. So at the end of the day, Mickey was here to expose that and get you guys everything that's behind here, that's hiding in the shadows, that's all yours, 100 million each. And then they got you paying yourself, running around doing all this horrible shit. Like people on the dark web or whatever they at, doing stuff to kids and shit. I heard about that. I've never seen it. I never want to go look at some shit like that. But from what I heard from these witch people, like I've ran across witches a lot. Most of my life. I was raised by Masons and witches, and none of them were able to touch me after the mother that has the kid. She's a fake mom. She's not my real, but she births you, right? She conceives you, and she conceives you into this world. And she approached her, obviously, and told her about it, so she knew. So basically what I'm saying is that what am I saying? I lost my train of thought. Very interesting. Wow, very interesting. I'll take a look at this. So yeah, I was raised by witches. So basically, what happened last time? Somebody I was hanging out with a bunch, and most of my life. All right, so anyways, I get on the ocean, right? And I try to get these people there, and I bring like $5,000, and I do all this stuff. And I think they're pretty much daywalkers or whatever. So I was in the middle of nowhere with them, spent many nights with them, smoking with them, sharing stuff with them. They need cigarettes. I get some cigarettes. And I was doing a trip to the middle of the earth because I thought that's what my job was. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. So all this stuff comes out later. But when I did that, they weren't able to touch me or anything. They just tried to like sink the boat and do all this stuff, make fun of the fact they had a big ocean preserver on and they didn't have one on. They were acting like, oh man, what are you saying? We're going to sink or whatever. I said, man, you need to go this way because this is getting, kind of weird over here, treacherous water. And they didn't. So I was like, all right, well then at the end of it, I'm laughing on the fuel boat with this thing on. And he's like, don't rock the boat. Oh my God. Oh my God. And then he was panicking like they were all scared. And I was like, oh man. He says, what do I do? And I said, well, you got a cell phone. He said, my cell phone doesn't work out here. No signal. I said, well, you dial 911 emergency. And then he does it and then it works and then they come and get it. So that's what they came and pulled us back. So the maker was like, I was laughing the whole time looking at Mr. Cheeks just laying on the boat laughing. Like, you know how Bruce Willis be laying back on his back just like, you just smile and laugh. Y'all didn't want me to leave, huh? And she wanted me to come back so I could do this. I didn't know shit about this. So the people that stopped this trip, this motherfucker would have went against the order, and he would have been on the yellow brick road, like the what do they call that, Rainbow Bridge, and I would have been gone forever, and the whole shit would have just been like, where'd he go? Oh, he went to paradise. He's done, and they would have been rewarded for that shit. But what I'm saying is that the fact that they tried to stop me from going and tried to sink the boat brought me back to her again to do this. So to do all this, and these people that was involved with that, they got in trouble, and then they come running back. Oh, brother, and I was like, no, I don't trust you. No, I don't believe what you say. No, I don't believe what you say. And they're furious. They're scared. And whenever you work for Navarro on Ozark, Navarro's gonna be like, chow, you fucked up. See what I'm saying? So the jurisdictional gap of U.S. citizens that get bridged between here is established by sun gazing, obviously, because you don't notice being, because you're waking up your pineal gland and then you're like, boom, boom, and you're like, oh shit. And then when you talk to them, they'll tell you what's going on and what's happening and all this stuff. But it's been a pretty interesting journey so far. They showed me so many things over the years. I'm just kind of like, this is nothing but a fear game, because at the end of the day, since I was conceived and walking around here, they play games like or if you don't want to play fear, sometimes some of the females I've learned will try to play sexual games, and then I've learned how to not have to deal with that or whatever. Then you'll learn that they want to be like family. Then you'll learn they want to be called brothers, and then you'll learn that they want to call things money, and then you learn everything that's like the slave terms that fucks them up and makes them a subject to this whole bridge. When they could just be like, man, I don't want to do this no more. I'll take my 100 million and go here, and then just have all this. And that's what these beings, they don't want you to know this. But these Masons, they're like, man, most of them are like, yo, man, thanks, man. You see people walking around with Mickey Mouse shirts on. It's getting pretty interesting. So people are like, they're done with it. But the way I see it is that we don't have to be enemies, because look at this. And it's all just fictional. Like it's not even real. It's just worthless paper. We can turn it all digital and everybody just live a good life and then have plenty to meet their ends. Or just let her just turn it like the center, and then there's no need for cash. And then everybody's happy anyway. And then there's 10 other worlds that learning this story would make this place bustle like trillions per everybody, because the whole meaning of life would have taken place here. This would be like the stage of Steppenwolf Theater presents, in the real whole of the world that they had the cosmic conference at for millions of years ago, that prophesies all this coming and going. So the fact that I'm here doing all this, she says, I'm not gonna let them touch you. All this stuff has happened where she's never let anybody touch me. The water thing was so I would come back. Somebody tried to do something. I think I was at a class or something, and I was selling for like 1,500 credit, and now she's like, help everybody out. So I lowered it to like $100. You know what I'm saying? and I was showing somebody how to put a lien on an apartment because you know, the renter was like a slumlord. So in the end, they took some credit from somebody else when they referred me to somebody else, and they took something off the top because they were a relative. So then the person that gave the credits over was like, they took this and that. Oh man, that's my aunt or whatever. Man, they always do that. They must be on that stuff again or whatever it was. And I got upset. And then the creator was like, don't worry, I'll handle them. And I said, oh shit. But I'm still mad about it. That's kind of fucked up, right? So I waited for a while, and then 24 hours later, they was immediately evicted by sheriffs. And I was like, what the fuck? It was the next morning. And